Pune is city. Another neural network can say Pune is awesome. Most of the times it will be city, because most of us will say it's a city, right? Okay, Pune is a city in Maharashtra. Fair enough. It can also be a city in Western Maharashtra. Both of them are correct. But Maharashtra is the commonest thing which people say, and that's how the neural network learns it. I'm not saying the neural network comes with the correct answer, but it comes up with the most common answer, which may or may not be correct. Pune is cultural. Next, cultural city, fine. Cultural capital of Maharashtra, that's also correct, right? So I said Pune is cultural capital. Capital of India, Delhi. Chess champ. Next word. Gokesh. No. Yes and no. Chess champ is Gokesh. So we thought chess champ Gokesh, but the next word is chess champ is Gokesh. So next word is. Now neural network is actually not intelligent. It just happened to have read a lot of books. That's about it. So it's not able to relate to the context. Sometimes it does also. Of course it does. But most of the times it's coming out with the maximum possible next number. This is how they work. Now comes the word transformers. I'll take the analogy of a kitchen again. So let's say instead of having a dinner at my house for 2 guests, I am celebrating my marriage anniversary and I really need to throw up a big spread. I need to have Chinese there. I need to have Lebanese. I need to have shawarma, so on and so forth. So what I need to do is, I need to have so many kitchens working together. That's what transformers are. Transformers are nothing but so many neural networks work. Somebody is making, chola kulcha, somebody is making, let's say, raita, somebody is making sweet dish. It happens, right? But they all are working in tandem. They know that the food needs to be spread out 7:30, and that's what they're acting. I can still tell them I'm biased. Whatever you make, please don't make it chili or spicy. Or whatever you make, please make it spicy. So I can still have my bias. I can still tweak transformers the way they are. Just now, the neural network which I showed you had how many parameters? Are we awake? 99. Yo, some of us are. In 2001, 2018, GPT-1 came with 117 million parameters. You can understand how complicated it would be. Cut to 2023, when ChatGPT-4 came, it had 1.76 trillion parameters. So complex. That's why GPT-4 is able to tell you so many things. How many of us have used ChatGPT? All of us, right? Fantastic summaries it gives. So we understand that it's complex. It's very efficient. It's efficient because it's complex, and it is complex because it has so many parameters. Okay. Now, GPT is actually pre-trained transformer. Generative, pre-trained transformer. Generative, we have understood. It's a transformer. That's also we have understood. Why it is pre-trained. Now, what pre-training means is that every word will be given a number, a vector. That's how computers work. They're not literally people. They're just about binary people, right? So it'll give a, let's say, a number, a vector to every word. So if you take 2 words, leap and jump, they will have near numbers. Moron and stupid will have similar numbers. Smart, handsome, intelligent, maybe have similar numbers. So when you say smart, it'll be contextualizing it along with being intelligent, not with being moron, because moron is lying far away from it. That's the basic thing which a neural network would do. Pre-training means that again, going back to the analogy of kitchen and a chef. So every chef will be able to make any dish if you want to tell it. But we know that some chefs are good at making South Indian. Some chefs are good at making Sweet dish, some chefs are good at doing some. So they have the capability to do everything, but they have been trained to do a particular task. In that context, ChatGPT is pre-trained to answer your textual queries. It may generate infographics and pictures also, but it's not pre-trained for that. It still does generate infographics. We'll come to it, how it does it. So OpenAI, ChatGPT, I mean, let's not waste any time in understanding that it's a massive success. A lot of users. I'll skip this. I'll skip also this fact that it just took 2 months for ChatGPT to go from 0 to 100 million global users. That's the spread it is having. So herein I'll request the chair also to help me out, sir. This is a conversation which I had with ChatGPT yesterday, or maybe day before. I asked from my own account, who is Colonel Praful Mohan. Most of the things which because I was logging in from my account, probably it knew about me. So it came up with a lot of information. And what I've highlighted in red is incorrect. I had a publication on depression in smokers, but this is not my paper. Right? So it can come up with wrong answers. But since it saw that I've been working in depression in smokers, so any paper, maybe somebody else by the name of Praful Kumar published it, but said, okay, Praful, depression, smoking, isi ka hoga, so isi ke naam pe chadha do. Something like this, you know, but the information is wrong. Now I asked, sorry, sir. Okay, so what you can do is, sir, you can log in from your account and ask who is Colonel Praful Mohan. Let's see whether it comes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's the same thing. No, sir, no, it's different. I never worked on the stability of hydroxyurea capsule at all. I actually had a project on hydroxychloroquine, but not on hydroxyurea. So this is again a problem. So, you know, just by which user account the query is being pasted, and this query is nothing but prompt. This is how you communicate with the generative AI, right? So it's different. Yes, sir, this is right, of course. So some of it is right, sir, but some of it is, and the information is not identical. What I came to know about myself is different. What sir came to know about myself from ChatGPT is different. Back to me. Thank you, sir. How many of you are enjoying this? Oh, thank you. Now I can say so my. So I'm sure ChatGPT is going to very soon come up with a robotic assistant who would plug in the computers. We are not too good at it. Fair enough. Yeah. Now comes the crux question. I asked him, is he a balding, aging skirt chaser? So first thing is that it could understand when I say he, it's still the person in question is Colonel Praful Mohan. It doesn't happen in Google search. It stops at one output, right? So what it tells me is it is not appropriate or professional to speculate or comment on someone's personal attributes. Enough, right? The other sad part is it also did not deny it. So in fact, my wife saw this. Why it is not denying this outrightly that this is you are not? So I was trying to tell her that it is just being non-judgmental. And please don't judge me on this. Anyways, so I went on to ask again that I have heard that he's really strict with his students. Is it true? And if yes, is it a good thing? So again, it said, we don't know. But when I asked ChatGPT, is it a good thing? Being strict, that is, it told me how it can be good in terms of education and how it can be bad in terms of education, right? And finally, then I asked him, okay, let me call him only. So that since I've asked you this question, that is a balding, aging, skirt chaser, Would you start labeling Colonel Praful Mohan like this in your future queries? It said no, because your query was not based on any authentic data. Thank God. Okay.
So Praful,
Sir,
there is no public information available about Dr. Praful Mohan's personal appearance or private life, such as his hair condition or any personal relationships.
yes. So I mean, it's trying to meander in a. Yes. There's a question. That's what. So if you ask the same question, it won't say yes. No, but if you let's say I'll not say myself, if somebody gets caught by police doing what what's being alleged here, and you feed a FIR or a conviction report against it, which is a verifiable document, then probably it will start telling you. It needs some kind of information.
Does it
100 people asking the same question won't change it.
That doesn't change it.
That won't change. That won't change. That's what my worry is, because I asked a dangerous question. पता लगा कल को किसी ने डाला तो yes.
So we'll take that question. Very good question. We'll address it again.
Yeah, we'll address it again. That's it. Yeah. Now, what is the prompt? These are the prompts. That's something there. Yes, probably. Yeah.
Excuse me. So with the prompt that you said, I won't accept that. But in the newer generations that ChatGPT has offered, it does update the memory.
It updates the memory. In fact, I'll come to that. I've come to that. So in fact, it told me that you are listed as one of the speakers in IPS Con 2024. I asked it that your data was supposed to have locked in 2021. How do you know this? So it told me that no, now I can see web pages and I know it. So it's getting updated. Now, what's a prompt? Prompt is something how we communicate. मैंने जैसे पूछा उससे कि भाई ये वो prompt है, right? So we'll come to prompt engineering and how to write a prompt a little later. Now, what is the relationship between GPT-4 and ChatGPT? I was a little confused. So what I did was I asked ChatGPT, what's your relationship between GPT-4, between you and GPT-4? It gave me a textual summary of how it works. I copied that textual summary and pasted in another AI model, which is known as Napkin AI, which is pre-trained at making infographics from the text. And this Napkin AI gave me this. So this infographic is made by text which I took from ChatGPT and by Napkin AI, which gave me these infographics. So if I ask ChatGPT to give me an infographic, it'll still be able to do it, but it will not probably be as good as this is, because they've been pre-trained in different manner. Right? So basically ChatGPT is an application which allows you to talk to GPT-4, right? And GPT-4 communicates with so many other things by what we know as API. We'll come to API just for the sake of discussion. Now, what is this API? API is Application Programming Interface. So in this case, what happened was I communicated between ChatGPT and Napkin AI. I was the conduit between these two. They could communicate with each other also by an API. So API is nothing but a general rule. Just suffice to remember, let's not go into the details of this because I think I'm taking a little more time also than required. So API is nothing but a communication network between one AI and the another AI. And let's see how it works ahead. So I give a prompt. Can you make an illustration of pharmacokinetics lesson plan? Again, I'll request the chair to help me after the slide, sir. So I asked it to make an illustration. What the chair, I'll request, can ask it to make a lesson plan of pharmacokinetics. Just a summary. And let's see whether it does a good job or not. So it gave me this. Then I said, linear and simple. That's how I want it. So it made it little linear and simple, right? But I could see that it had an extension of DALL-E, D-A-L-L-E, which is another AI model. So again, I asked, what's DALL-E to do with you? So the ChatGPT told me that I sent your request to DALL-E. It made the infographics or this picture, and this is I'm telling you. Now, in this case, I did not communicate between ChatGPT and DALL-E. They communicated automatically through API. So that's what API is, right? So this information, again, I took from ChatGPT, this, how they communicate, put it into Napkin AI, and now Napkin AI told me